Rick's Firearm Academy of Detroit salutes Black History Month by honoring patriots who fought for freedom. If you've been following my channel on YouTube, you know that every day in February I have been paying homage and tribute to famous African Americans, or as I like to say, blacks who have made noteworthy contributions to our society. And today's honoree will be no different than the star-studded cast of historical figures before today. But before we start talking about today's honoree, let me just say that if you've enjoyed this series thus far, please take a minute to like this video and to subscribe to my channel and forward this entry today on your friends list, whether you're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all of your social media pages, even those pages that I'm not a member of because I'm not that cool. So anyway, let's get started with today's honoree. Today's honoree is Doris Dorie Miller. Miller was a cook in the United States Navy, noted for his bravery during the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. He was the first African American to be awarded the Navy Cross, the third highest honor awarded by the U.S. Navy at that time, after the Medal of Honor and the Navy Distinguished Service Medal. On the morning of December 7th, 1941, Dorie was awakened at 6 a.m. on the West Virginia. The ship was under attack by more than 200 Japanese torpedo planes, bombers, and fighters, and a torpedo had destroyed his battle station. Despite having no training in operating the big guns, he bravely jumped into action. Miller later recounted, quote, "It wasn't hard. I just pulled the trigger and she worked fine." When he was identified as Doris Miller, Senator Jack Mead of New York introduced a Senate bill seeking to award Dorie the Medal of Honor, the United States' highest military honor, awarded for personal acts of valor above and beyond the call of duty. On April 1st, 1942, Doris Miller was commended by the Secretary of the Navy, Frank Knox, on May 27th, 1942. The commendation cited his distinguished devotion to duty, extraordinary courage, and disregard for his personal safety during the attack on the fleets in Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. As I've said before on many occasions, if you don't like guns, you probably don't know your history.